What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur Hour TV for another video on the second channel in Amateur Hour Productions. On my main channel, Amateur Hour Sports, I like to go through NBA-related topics, especially concerning the Toronto Raptors in a much more professional setting, but there are so many things about the Raptors and about the NBA that I want to talk about that I just don't have enough time to do that on the main channel, so we do it on this channel instead, where the vibe is different, a lot more informal, a lot more of a personal touch from myself, but still that great Raptors content that you guys want to see. And today, we've got a doozy. But before we get into that, be sure to like the video if you find yourself enjoying along the way, and consider subscribing for more videos like this 3 to 4 times a week. But Bleacher Report needs to be stopped. I mean, I have been so vocal about my hatred for Bleacher Report for a number of years now. Don't like Bleacher Report. I think their articles are trash. A lot of them, I guess. I mean, Bleacher Report as a whole is bad, but maybe some individual writers can be good within Bleacher Report. The whole thing, though, like if I see a Bleacher Report article about the Raptors, I know I'm about to see some crazy, stupid bullshit, and this is what I see here with the article in question. The article is titled 5 Impact NBA Trades with the Kevin Durant saga behind us. Obviously, the Raptors were kind of a big player in that market, didn't end up coming to fruition on any sort of trade, but Bleacher Report thinks that, hey, there could still be a big trade for the Raptors here. I think sometimes, I don't know how it works from a business standpoint. Somebody's boss is like, you have to write about this. You have to do 5 different trades, even if they don't make sense. Just get it out there. Get it out there. Make that article. Or contrarily, there could be, you need to make a trade that doesn't make any sense so they get more clicks when people share it online, like this bozo at Amateur Hour TV. But the trade in question involves 3 teams, including the Toronto Raptors. And it does include the 2 players pictured here. So, OG Anunoby, first of all, going to a different team. That's not going to make Raptors fans very happy to begin with. Oh, kind of spoiled it there. That's not going to make Raptors fans very happy to begin with, trading OG Anunoby, because typically, we have higher valuation for OG than other teams would. I think rightfully so. He is not a coveted piece, but the two-way athletic forward is such a premium product in the NBA that you have to pay up to get that. But let's kind of see here. So the Atlanta Hawks receive OG Anunoby and Thaddeus Young. Can't be traded till January 15th either, but hey, we're going to throw them in this article anyways. The Toronto Raptors receive Tyler Herro, who needs to be paid at the end of this season, I believe, Duncan Robinson, and Jalen Johnson. Okay. Tyler Herro, 6th man of the year. Let's save it. Miami Heat received John Collins and a 2024 first-round pick. John Collins. They do need a power forward. Maybe they don't want to pay Tyler Herro. Trading him is something they could do that would really limit the scoring, because Tyler Herro provided them a lot of scoring. But get rid of Duncan Robinson's contract. So let's look at it from Miami Heat perspective. Get rid of the Duncan Robinson contract. Don't have to pay Tyler Herro, even though he's a good player. And, you lose a little bit of sweetener there in Jalen Johnson. But you get John Collins and a first-round pick. That's not bad for Miami. I don't know if they'd do that. That's not bad. Atlanta trade John Collins and a first for OG and Thaddeus Young. They would do that 100 times out of 90. They would just always do that. The Raptors receive Tyler Herro, who they now would have to pay the end of the season. Tyler Herro is going to want upwards of $22 million. Many teams, including probably the Raptors, would probably say he's not worth that much money, but he's going to get it. So that's just kind of the way it is. He's going to get that money. And Duncan Robinson makes $15 million a year to ride the bench for the Miami Heat. He's a nothing sort of player. So why would the Raptors do this? We take on the bad contract. We have to pay him. And we get worse from a defensive standpoint. Much worse. Much worse from a defensive standpoint. Let me just read this. What are they even saying here? The Hawks could use another lockdown defender. The Raptors could use him as well. Raptors could get good mileage out of a perimeter shot creator. Sure, you got to pay him. He have a glaring void of the force ball. I get it for the Heat. I get it for the Hawks. Sure. Toronto's offense, 15th in efficiency. Toronto is fine. But if the Raptors helped Herro realize his full potential, he could be key to cracking the association's top tier. He just pumped 20.7 points and 4.0 assists as a third-year reserve, sixth man of the year, got tons of minutes, and he still has considerable room to grow as a scorer and a shot creator. Let me stop you right there. So Toronto's offense is already fine. Toronto's offense is fine. We're a defense-first team. We always have been under Nick Nurse. Sure, we could help realize Tyler Herro's full potential. There's another player we could also help realize his full potential. OG Anunoby, who we still believe has another jump he can make. Tyler Herro averaged 20 points. That's great. OG averaged 18. 2 points. No, I get it. Tyler Herro is a better shot creator, better guy, better offensive player, but way worse on defense than OG Anunoby. Not a great trade-off. Also, the Raptors have so many primary ball handlers like Fred. We don't need to add Tyler Herro into that mix. OG being more off-ball and a great threat off-ball is great for a team that's going to give the ball to Siakam, Barnes, and Fred VanVleet so often. Let's keep going here. With the feisty Fred VanVleet, the feisty, and a collection of long-limbed defenders up front, Toronto may have more than enough defensive protection to cover up for Herro's shortcomings. Fair enough. It should also be able to find a role for Duncan Robinson. An overpaid. You know what? That's not untrue. And Toronto can run the physically gifted Jalen Johnson through its developmental program. Not untrue either. We can find a role for Duncan Robinson, who gets paid $50 million to be a shooter. Which, why would we want that contract on our books? Why would we want that? Why would we want that? No. Like Tyler Herro, from a value standpoint, doesn't provide. Like, it's arguable OG is more valuable alone than Tyler Herro, which is why they're adding in the other pieces like Duncan Robinson. But Duncan Robinson is a negative. Duncan Robinson is a negative to get in this trade. There's not an asset here in Duncan Robinson. Taking that contract away from the Heat for getting that Duncan Robinson contract, it's a negative. You should be compensated further for taking that Duncan Robinson contract. So I don't know if they're trying to suggest here that Tyler Herro is more valuable than OG. Therefore, to kind of even it out, well, you got to take that salary dump as well. And, a guy you can put in your development, whatever. Let's not talk about Jalen Johnson. Let's not focus on that. On top of that, we're also getting rid of Thaddeus Young. In theory, that part of the rotation then goes to Duncan Robinson. But, you can do this one-for-one, OG, Tyler Herro, and I still wouldn't do it. As far as the fit standpoint, I'm going to go with OG Anunoby. As far as what they bring to the court, sure, if I needed a primary ball handler and I didn't have a point guard like Fred VanVleet already, Tyler Herro would be a good piece to add, especially because you've already got Siakam and Barnes, right? But from, looking at this current Toronto Raptors team, Tyler Herro doesn't make us better than OG Anunoby does. If you had to compare the two, I think the Raptors are better with OG Anunoby on the team. Our defense is much superior as a result of having OG instead of Tyler Herro. We don't have to pay Tyler. They don't even mention, I don't believe, the contract difficulties with Tyler Herro. He's played 3 years. This is a contract year. He's going to want the bag, right? Not a max, but he's going to want at least $22 million. I am more than okay not to do this trade. And I genuinely can't think of a reason why the Raptors would want to do this. You're talking about all these shortcomings here that these players are, like the shortcomings of Herro. He's not a good defender. The shortcomings of Robinson, the horrible contract that he's on. Why do we want that? Why do we have to help out the Hawks by giving them OG? And they already have DeAndre Hunter as well. Why do we have to help out other teams by giving OG and Thaddeus Young away to take on the all these shortcomings and baggage associated with these other guys? It doesn't make sense to me. And it shouldn't make sense to anybody reading this trade report here. Again, Bleacher Report strikes again. I mean, their takes on the Raptors are just horrendous. Did Jake Fisher write this bloody article? Who wrote this thing? Zach Buckley. I hope he's getting clowned. I hope he's getting clowned for this, because this is just not good. Maybe the other ones, I didn't read the whole thing, but that is just not good. But, I feel like Bleacher Report have a good way of knowing what's going to do well from a viewership standpoint, what people are going to click on, what people are going to react to. So they force these writers to make like 5 trades here. Reality, maybe Zach over here, the writer, wants to do 1 trade. And then Bleacher Report is like, no, for a viewership standpoint, for a clickability standpoint, 5 impact NBA trades with the Kevin Durant saga behind us, not the 1 trade. So clickability, they know what they're doing. This trade sucks. Be ashamed for creating that mock trade, because it's never going to happen. There's no reason for the Raps to do it. But that wraps it up for me for today. Thank you so much for watching Amateur TV. If you did enjoy, be sure to drop a like. It does go a long way to supporting the channel, spreading the word of the video, and make sure you are subscribed to Amateur Sports as well. Amateur TV, excuse me. For more content like this, 3 to 4 times a week. Jesus Christ. Let's wrap this up. Amateur Sports is my main channel, where I talk about the Raptors in a much more formal and professional setting. But still, great Raptors content, and over 11.6K people agree. Go subscribe there if you have not done so already. And I will see you again next time for another video on Amateur TV.